Hello dear students, welcome back to the science class. Today we are moving to our new chapter, that is our Earth's natural satellite. And you know there is only one natural satellite for the Earth, that is the Moon. And what are the satellites? They are some heavenly bodies that revolve around each planet. You know, the planets, they revolve around the sun, and the satellites, they revolve around each planet. So we can start with the features of the Moon. You know, the Moon is not a star. Even though it is not a star, we can say the Moon is shining in our sky during the night. Why this? We have learned that only the stars can produce heat and light of its own. Then, how a moon or how a satellite can shine in our sky? It is because of the heat and light produced by the sun. The moon, it reflects the heat and light produced by the sun. And remember that even though the moon appears almost similar size to the sun, it is smaller than the sun. Then why it appears bigger in our sky? Because it is too close to the earth. But sun is very far from the earth. So remember, it's very small compared to the sun. Now, what about the surface of the moon? The surface of the moon is very rough and uneven. Okay, it's not smooth, it is very rough and uneven, and there are great valleys and mountains, and there are a lot of craters. What are these craters? Craters means big and round hollows, okay, which are formed by the falling of meteors, okay, or dashing of meteorites. And we have already studied about this meteorites and meteors in our third chapter. What are these? They are some solid, hard, rock-like materials moving in the universe. And because of the attractive force of the moon or gravitational pull of the moon, they reaches to the surface and they finally dash into the surface of the moon. Because there is no atmosphere. Okay, we have learned that in case of the earth, the atmosphere or the gases present in the earth, they protect us from these meteors. When they reach the atmosphere, they burn and turn out into ashes, and they protect us from the meteorites. Okay, but in case of the moon, there is no air, there is no atmosphere. So these meteorites or meteors, they dash into the surface of the moon, and there will be lot of craters everywhere. Now, what about the life on the moon? There is no life possible on the moon because there is no air and no water. Okay, we know air and water, they are the two main life supports. So without air and life, there is no life possible on the moon. And if there is no air, there is no atmosphere. Okay, atmosphere means the blanket of air that covers the surface. Okay, so if there is no air, no atmosphere, and no atmosphere means there can be more harm. Okay, the harmful radiations will reach the surface of the moon, and the surface of the moon, it will become too hot and too cold, and the meteors, they will also reach the surface of the moon. So no atmosphere means no life, no air means no life. So there is no air, no water, no atmosphere, so no life is possible on the moon. And if there is no air, there is one more problem. Okay, we have studied in the last chapter. Sound means the vibration of particles. So if there is no air, there will not be any vibration of particles. We cannot hear any sound. Okay, so the moon is just like a lonely place with no life. Since long time, the people, they were thinking to land on the moon, but it was only possible in 21st July 1969 when this Neil Armstrong and Edwin stepped on the moon with the help of an American spacecraft Apollo 11. Okay, the phases of the moon. What is the phases of the moon? The different shades of moon that is visible on the earth, that is phases of the moon. And I hope you are already familiar with the lunar and solar eclipse. It's an important point, and you have already studied about these eclipses in your lower classes. So here we can discuss this lunar and solar eclipse once again. So before going to that, we should remember a term, opaque. What is this opaque? Opaque materials are materials or objects that cannot pass the light. Okay, so When the light passes through them, the shadows are formed. Okay. For example, my hand is an opaque material. When the light strikes, only the shadows are formed by. Okay. So opaque materials or objects are objects that will not allow the light to pass through them. And you know, the earth and moon, they are of course opaque materials. They are solid materials and they are opaque materials. So these eclipses are nothing but shadows of earth and moon. Okay, so first we can start with the lunar eclipse. What is this lunar eclipse? You know, the moon, they revolves around the earth, and when they are revolving and moving into the dark shadow of the earth, will not receive any light, and we call it as lunar eclipse. And during the lunar eclipse, this moon, the earth and the sun, it will be in a straight line. Okay, so what is this lunar eclipse? When the moon is revolving around the sun and it reaches under the shadow of the earth, or it moves into the shadow of the earth, it will not receive any light, and it is known as lunar eclipse. And the moon is completely under the shadow of earth, that is known as total lunar eclipse, and when it is partially under the shadow of the earth, it is known as partial lunar eclipse. Now to the solar eclipse. Solar eclipse is the opposite of lunar eclipse. So when the moon moves again revolves and it starts to cast its shadow on the earth. Okay, that means when the people looking from the earth will not be able to see the sun. That is solar eclipse. So when the moon is moving and it is casting its shadow on the earth, and the people looking from there will not be able to see the sun. That is solar eclipse. When the sun is completely behind the shadow of the moon, it is total solar eclipse. When the sun is partially behind the shadow of the moon, it is partial solar eclipse. So please remember, eclipse are nothing but it's a shadows of both earth and moon. During lunar eclipse, earth casts its shadow on moon, and during solar eclipse, moon casts its shadow on the earth. So that's all for today, and thank you all, and we will meet again in our next class.